2017 has only just begun, but we're already flooded with JRPGs like Dragon Quest VIII, Tales of Berseria, and Kingdom Hearts Point 2. 2016 certainly had plenty of great titles, but 2017 might be a landmark year for the genre. We're getting everything from unexpected returns to long-delayed games finally coming to fruition. I want to mention that I'll only be talking about games that have set dates or have at least said they're coming out in 2017. With that in mind, here are my 7 JRPGs I absolutely can't wait to play in 2017. After being severely disappointed with Tales of Vesperia, even I'm shocked to have Tales of Berseria on this list. After reading numerous reviews and watching a friend play, the general consensus seems to be that Berseria is one of the best Tales games in years. Unfortunately, the uninteresting environments continue to rear their ugly head, but what has me most intrigued is the game's story. Instead of the usual cheery, upbeat adventure, you essentially play as the villain in Berseria, vowing revenge and disturbing the powers that be. The fact that this is also the first Tales game to have a solo female protagonist is a big plus in my mind. I've been a longtime Tales fan going back to Tales of Destiny on the PS1, and nothing would make me happier than to see Tales of Berseria bring this series back to the quality standard I know Bandai Namco is capable of. I've had an up and down relationship with the Atelier series dating back to the PS3 era, but now I'm ready to jump back in with the release of Atelier Firis, The Alchemist, and The Mysterious Journey. The Atelier series always had a simplistic charm in the way you go about running your shop and completing tasks, but the more recent releases added features that got in the way of what made the series good in the first place. Firis seems to be adding a neat twist in that you're free to explore the world and complete alchemy tasks as you see fit instead of being limited to a main hub town. The setup of going on an adventure with your older sister to explore the world also has me quite intrigued. The series has seen gradual improvement to its visuals, something I've been quite fond of, and Firis seems to be continuing that art style in a great way. Atelier Firis isn't likely to win any awards or be a life-changing experience, but nonetheless I'm ready to dive back into the charming world of Atelier once again. It's kind of a small miracle that we're getting a brand new Nier game, and the fact that Platinum Games is developing it seems almost too good to be true. I was intrigued when Square Enix originally revealed the game at E3 2015, and after having played through the incredible demo several times, I'm ready to dive in on day one. Platinum Games' signature action combat is back with the added quirky elements of the original Nier like shifting camera perspectives and bullet hell-like encounters. The demo only showed glimpses of features like crafting and a compelling story, which seemed to have a lot of promise. Considering how intense the ending of the demo was, I can only imagine what the full game story will be like. If the final product can deliver on the promise of what the demo showed off, the Nier Automata could be an early contender for my Game of the Year. We've been patiently waiting a long time to get our hands on Persona 5, and we'll finally have the chance to do so this April. Persona 4 Golden is my favorite game of all time, and Persona 5 seems to be improving on what made that game great in every way. The visuals have seen a stylish overhaul, dungeons are more interesting with a crafted approach, and there are many games than I can keep track of. Having briefly played Persona 5 at PSX last year, I can tell you that it delivered in every way I hoped it would. Atlus also finally caved and will be releasing the Japanese audio as a free add-on for the first time in the series' history. The only remaining question mark for Western fans seems to be Persona 5's story and characters, but based on impressions from friends that have imported the game, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. I find it hard for games to take over and become my personal top favorite, but of any game currently announced, Persona 5 certainly has the best shot to take the crown. Fire Emblem has slowly been climbing into the upper echelon of my favorite video game series over the lifespan of the 3DS. Just when I thought we'd have to wait a few years for the next entry on the Switch, Nintendo drops the announcement of one final 3DS title in the series, Fire Emblem Echoes: Shadows of Valentia. For all intents and purposes, Echoes is a remake of the Famicom title Fire Emblem Gaiden, the second game in the series that never made it outside of Japan. Echoes takes the traditional Fire Emblem gameplay and adds new elements like free roaming and dungeon exploring. The game will also be a dual protagonist story starring the characters Alm and Celica, who appear to be childhood friends. I'm cautiously optimistic about Echo's new gameplay features, but as long as it's more Fire Emblem, sign me up. Final Fantasy XII is a game I always regret not finishing when it came out, but now that it's coming back with the enhanced Zodiac edition, I'm ready to dive in once again. Ivalice is one of my favorite worlds in all of gaming. I love the distinct culture Square Enix crafted, with the breathtaking Rabanastre being the best example of it. Final Fantasy XII also stars one of my favorite characters in the series, Balthier. His one-liners and witty charm make the game for me. Aside from the visual upgrade, what excites me most about Zodiac Age is its expansion of the license board from 1 to 12. The job system is arguably Final Fantasy's greatest iteration, and the fact that the West can finally delve into it in Final Fantasy XII is exciting. After over 10 years since its initial release, it's time to finally right the wrongs of the past and cross Final Fantasy XII off my list. The original Ni no Kuni on PS3 is one of my all-time favorite games, and when its sequel, Revenant Kingdom, got announced at PSX 2015, I nearly lost it. I honestly never thought Level 5 would go back to make another one considering how popular its Yokai Watch series has become. Thankfully they're making a follow-up and it's somehow even more beautiful than before. The gorgeous Studio Ghibli art style is back along with the previous game's composer Joe Hisaishi. The battle system seems to be shifting away from the more turn-based familiar focus system in favor of something a bit more action-oriented. Many fans had issues with Wrath of the White Witch's combat, so the fact that Level 5 listened to feedback is encouraging. There's been hints of a town building system possibly similar to Level 5's very first game, Dark Cloud, which would be an excellent addition. Level 5 also seems to be catering to the West with Ni no Kuni 2, as it was recently announced that it will release on both PC and PS4. I absolutely adored the original Ni no Kuni on PS3, and I can't wait to be swept away to another world later this year. Those are the 7 JRPGs I'm most looking forward to in 2017, but which are you chomping at the bit to play? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks as always for watching everyone, and we'll see you next time.